going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about Justin and Hailey Bieber because, you guys, it sounds like we're going to be getting a Bieber baby in 2022. Yep, thanks to this new report from Us Magazine, we learned that Justin and Hailey Bieber are actually on the same page and are both ready to start having kids. Now, this is a pretty big deal because typically when we get reports about Justin and Hailey wanting a baby, the report is all about Justin Bieber being the one who wants a child and not so much Hailey, but this report is completely different. I'm honestly a little surprised by it, which is exactly why I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So we're gonna break up some of the Tristan Thompson tea, although there is still just tons of tea coming out about him. We're gonna break a little bit of it up and we're gonna talk about Justin and Hailey Bieber and this Bieber baby tea. So now let's not waste any more of your time and get to unwrapping these Justin and Hailey facts. All right, before we really get into this, let me just go ahead and take a moment and prepare myself for the trolls, because you guys know for whatever reason, whenever I talk about Justin and Hailey, the trolls come in literal masses. Don't know why, so unnecessary. We're gonna get through this. Okay, so you all know that ever since Justin and Hailey Bieber got married back in 2018 in that quickie courthouse ceremony, people have been waiting for these two to have children. Now, I don't know about you all, I cannot believe that it's been that long since Justin and Hailey got married. I can't even believe we're in 2022. That's just me freaking out about time. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but holy moly, it still feels like Justin and Hailey got married yesterday, when in actuality, they first got married in 2018 and then had their wedding ceremony in 2019. Just absolutely crazy, but moving on. Up until this point, as I briefly mentioned at the beginning of this video, Justin Bieber has typically been the one who's been the most vocal about wanting children. Aside from the countless reports about Justin that have come out about him wanting to be a father, he also talked about wanting children when he was on Ellen in December of 2020. If you remember, this was a really big interview. Justin Bieber talked about wanting a tribe of children, but then he said that obviously the number of kids they have is ultimately up to Hailey because she is the one who is actually going to be having the children. Which, you guys know, I really will take any excuse to bring up that quote because that's one of the most respectful things, at least in my opinion, that I think Justin Bieber has ever said. Continuing on, even more recently than that Ellen interview, if you guys remember, in a documentary that Justin Bieber released last year, I know there were several, but I'm specifically talking about Justin Bieber Our World. Justin and Hailey were talking about their intentions for 2021, and Justin actually said that one of his intentions was that they would, quote, hopefully squish out a little one, to which Hailey was like, I'm sorry, what? This year? She kind of had a funny reaction to it, but regardless, you get the picture. Justin Bieber has really been the one who is team kids all the way, while Hailey Bieber, on the other hand, has kind of been team wait to have kids. However, that is all changed thanks to this new report from Us Magazine. Because I'm telling you guys, it finally sounds like Hailey Bieber is on board the baby train. In this recent Us Magazine report, a source shared that babies are, quote, definitely on the brain for Justin and Hailey. The source went on to say, quote, they both feel like it's their destiny to have kids together, and they're definitely ready. Now, as far as when we can expect a potential Bieber baby, this source said that they could see a pregnancy announcement for these two happening in, quote, the near future. AKA, the way I interpret that is sometime later this year. Now, the source did go on to speak about Justin specifically, and this source said, quote, Justin is more than ready. To him, he feels like it's one of his main purposes in life to be a dad. He can't wait and has wanted to be a father for a long time. And like I previously mentioned, surprisingly, for one of the first times since Justin and Hailey got married, Hailey is also very on board to start trying to have kids. As the source continued on saying, quote, Hailey is finally ready to be a mom. She wanted to travel and enjoy life together with Justin as husband and wife for a few years before they fully settled down. But it seems like now that time has come. Oh, I feel like we've been talking about a potential Bieber baby for so freaking long that it's actually kind of mind-boggling that it might finally happen. And obviously I have a lot of thoughts, so let's go ahead and make this pop-off official and get to that shambong. Also, I know I always get a lot of comments. People ask me what I do with the leftover champagne. I try to utilize the same bottle from multiple pop-offs because we don't waste here in the House of Hill. And if I have any left, then, you know, we have a little nighttime glass. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first saw this report and read it, I was actually surprised, mainly for the fact, like I've mentioned several times, because the source specifically said that Hailey is finally ready to be a mom. You guys know that previously, Hailey Bieber is really the one who was all about dodging questions about having kids and making it known that her and Justin were not ready to be a mom and dad just yet. For example, that 2021 documentary that I mentioned where Justin brought it up and Hailey was like, I don't know about this year. There was also that Instagram post that Justin did where he captioned it saying mom and dad, and Hailey quickly commented, you should change this to dog mom and dad before people start, getting some ideas. Justin obviously didn't change it, but I'm just trying to point out that Hailey really has been the one who has wanted to wait to have kids as opposed to Justin, who I feel like if he really had it his way, him and Hailey would be on baby number 3 right now. And while yes, I know I may disagree with some things that Hailey does on social media, when it comes to wanting to wait to have children, I actually have so much respect for Hailey. It's not even funny. You guys need to remember, she's only 25. Justin Bieber's only 27. 25 is still incredibly young in my opinion, and I absolutely think there was nothing wrong with her saying, you know what, I love you, Justin, but there's some things I want to accomplish in my career. There's some traveling I want to do, and I think there's nothing wrong with just wanting to be husband and wife for the first couple of years of your marriage instead of just jumping in right away and having kids. And also, gotta shout out Justin. He definitely is very aware of that, and he's very respectful towards Hailey's decisions and her body. Because at the end of the day, Justin's not the one who's squeezing out a watermelon out of something the size of a lemon. That's Hailey. So really, the decision is truly up to her. I feel like Justin has definitely respected that, and I also just appreciate that Hailey has not had any issues sharing that she wants to wait to have children. Now, having said all of that, I really do believe now at this point that Hailey is ready to have kids, and I absolutely feel like we will either get a Bieber baby later this year, or at the very, very least, we will get an announcement that a Bieber baby is coming by the end of the year. And I think this obviously because of this report from Us Magazine, but also if you guys remember, a few months back, Hailey Bieber actually had fellow model Rosie Huntington-Whiteley on her YouTube channel for that little bathroom series she does. And during her chat with Rosie, she actually asked her for parenting advice, which I thought was really interesting because normally Hailey wants to steer away from asking about kids, but she was like, you know what, I'm not a mom, I want to be a mom, any mom advice. So when I take into consideration her asking Rosie for parenting advice and this Us Magazine report, again, I just really feel like something child related is going to happen between Justin and Hailey before the end of the year. However, the one thing I want to say, and the one thing I'm dreading for when Justin and Hailey announce that they are expecting a child, I am dreading the fact that the internet is absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, going to drag Selena Gomez into the conversation. You already know that's going to happen, and I'm absolutely not looking forward to it. You know that hardcore believers are going to be like, Selena Gomez is so jealous that Justin and Hailey are having a baby, and hardcore Jelena shippers are going to get in the conversation and be like, Justin Bieber really wishes he was having a baby with Selena Gomez. And then of course we got those messy Selenators that are going to be sprinkled in there also saying some things. I just am absolutely not looking forward to that at all. I obviously hope that doesn't happen, but we all know how the internet works, and we know that that's most likely inevitable, and I wish it wouldn't, because Selena Gomez actually just had a great quote to People magazine about turning 30 and where she's at in her life, and I want to read it to you guys. Let me find it, because honestly it was literally one of the best quotes. I got it. Selena told People magazine, quote, I love growing up. When I was younger, I was scared of it, and I thought by now my life would look so different. I think a lot of people can relate to that. But now I'm like, wow, this is not what I expected, and I couldn't be more thrilled. I've stopped caring what other people have to say, and it's been wonderful. I don't know, I just love that quote, probably because I'm not turning 30 this year, but I'm turning 30 next year, and I just feel like it is so relatable. I feel like when we were younger, a lot of women, we kind of had these ideals projected onto us that, we needed to be married by a certain age and have kids by a certain age, and that's just not how life turns out for a lot of people. And I feel like this is just one of the most relatable quotes Selena Gomez has ever said, because she's saying, you know what, I thought my life would look different. It doesn't look how I thought, but I love it. I'm thriving. I'm living my best life. And she is. Hello, she got a Grammy nomination. She's filming season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. Like, she's absolutely killing it. So I definitely want to make sure we remember this quote for when Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber announce that they're expecting a baby, because people are going to try to drag Selena into it, and then we can look back and be like, you know what, Selena Gomez, she's feeling good about turning 30. She's not jealous. She's living her best life unbothered. But all in all, at the end of the day, happy for Justin and Hailey. I do think a Bieber baby, or at least a Bieber baby announcement, will happen before the end of the year. And now, unfortunately, we have to do what we have to do in a lot of celebrity situations, is just sit back and wait. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you on Justin and Hailey Bieber. I'm ready to hear all of your thoughts on this potential Bieber baby down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you hit this video with a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. You guys can also follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. You guys can also find all of my merch over at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.